Hey, what is going on, guys? How are your meatballs? Today, I'm going to be talking to you about something genuinely shocking, something mind-blowing. As you saw in the title of the video, Jason Blundell has indeed departed from Deviation Games. In this video, I'm going to be reading you the message from Deviation Games directly to the community, as well as talking to you about some possible things that I think could have went down here, what went down, why it may have went down, what this could mean for potentially Call of Duty Zombies, for Deviation's game, and a lot of different things like that. Hint, I personally, and this is just a personal thought, don't think it is completely out of the question that Blundell comes back to develop for Call of Duty again. Now, I don't think that it is the most likely situation, but I don't think it's impossible, and I'm going to talk about that and explain why in this video. And I want to start it off by saying, before I read the Deviation message, I want to start it off by saying that I'm not trying to make this video for the purpose of actual, I don't know, I'm not doing it with bad intentions or anything like that, because I know sometimes videos like this could be made with bad intentions, and it's not like the guy passed away, God forbid, right? But it's just very odd, again, to see Jason Blundell randomly depart from a studio that he's worked at for, or at least that he's been deeply invested into, regardless of the amount of time. Treyarch he was with a little bit longer, but Deviation Games was this brand new studio that he started up with another guy that he seemed to be very close with, and they had this whole kind of, really personal feeling going into it. Passion project, wanting to dedicate the correct time, the correct people, getting the correct resources to create the best possible product. There's literally people from all walks of the gaming industry working at Deviation Games right now. A lot of people even from Call of Duty. I mean, one of the more notable ones that I can think of off the top of my head is Tony Flame. Like, he worked on Call of Duty for a while, and he is now at Deviation Games. So that's really cool to see all that stuff going on, obviously led by Blundell, as a diehard Call of Duty Zombies fan. By the way, in the background, you're seeing Blood of the Dead gameplay from a while ago. But it's very odd. That's basically the situation surrounding what's going on. Blundell started his own studio, and that whole spiel I just told you with the passion project and all that stuff, and it was awesome. It seemed promising. And I don't think this necessarily entirely changes the perception I have for Deviation Games. It definitely lowers my excitement level to some extent, and I'll explain why in a second. But it's just very interesting. For obvious reasons, if you are a Call of Duty Zombies fan, especially considering some of the rumors, which I don't believe at all. Let me come out and say that about Blundell before, or after he quote-unquote got fired / left Treyarch. I don't think he got fired. I think he left. They said he left. Who really knows, right? But there were a lot of rumors going around, and I'm not going to discuss any of those now, but it's interesting to see him leave Deviation now, and those rumors kind of like being, they'll be able to circulate again. There's going to be a breath of fresh air with those again. So anyways, let me read you the message from Deviation Games real quickly, and then we'll just finish off the video with some important topics, including Call of Duty Zombies. This is live, by the way. There was no structure. I just saw this, and I had to let it off my mind, what I was thinking about. But Deviation Games is announcing that Jason Blundell has left the studio. We appreciate the contributions Jason has made, and we wish him the best in his future endeavors. Deviation will continue to be led by CEO Dave Anthony, who I believe that's the other guy Jason co-founded the studio with. I could be wrong, but either way, he who also assumed the role of game director in the past year and remains a guiding force as we look ahead. So basically, Dave Anthony not only will retain his current role, but will take on a stronger role because of Blundell's departure. Now, they go on to say, we are excited to announce that Louis Castle has joined Deviation Games as Senior Vice President of Development. I personally don't know who that is. They say a video game industry veteran, Louis Castle that is, with 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards. Louis co-founded Westwood Studios, best known for creating the legendary Command & Conquer franchise. Louis is joined by an incredible roster of industry veterans who recently joined, and this is something I talked to you about before, the studio, including God of War alumni Jonathan Hawkins and Dean Reimer, and Call of Duty Black Ops guru Tony Flame. The plethora of talent makes Deviation uniquely equipped to continue leading the ever-evolving games industry in the future, including with the continued development of our previously announced groundbreaking AAA original IP. And again, going along with what they said, right? They really want to create this original, unique, fun game, and they want to put as much time as they can into it, and they think the best way of achieving that is by creating the best possible development team that they can, by creating the best atmosphere they can. And it seemed like everything was going good and well, and then this happened, and it's definitely a step back for Deviation. I can't lie. I'm extremely excited. I even went on record saying that even if Blundell made a Barbie doll game, I'll play it just because of his effect on my life with Call of Duty Zombies. Now to see him leave, it's definitely a step back on the studio to some capacity. But again, I would like to stress to you guys that this studio is not like a lot of other studios. It's still they're still making a AAA game. They're still going for it, right? They still have the Sony deal. There's nothing that's changed about any of that, right? They still have a bunch of extremely talented developers, and this is something that Blundell even noted when he was working, most notably on Black Ops 3 Zombies, that, he's just the face. He definitely can kind of control stuff and kind of shape stuff to some capacity, but for the most part, Blundell wasn't everything, right? He was just one force of the development team. And I think that is to be noted, especially for the situation right here. Now, we have seen absolutely nothing from Deviation Games other than them talking about their atmosphere and the uniqueness of it, and I was on board with it. I love it, and I still am, and I hope nothing changes about that, because if they continue to deliver with what they were originally going to deliver on, with the same kind of intentions and focus and atmosphere and all of that, we don't know what type of game they're making yet. I'm expecting some kind of announcement within 2023, and then some kind of probably release within late 2024, early 2025 even. And yeah, I don't think we're that close to a release at all of the game. But again, it's hard to not be in awe by this. Especially again with rumors of Blundell, some rumors going around about Blundell after he left the studio. Hopefully everything was good. Hopefully there was nothing actually bad going on, we'll say, when he left. Hopefully it was kind of, to some capacity, a mutual departure. Like, I don't know. Now, what I do want to finish this video off with is a little topic going on. Let me just rewind this gameplay a little bit. Little topic going on about Call of Duty Zombies. Now, I'm going to have a series on my channel where I talk more dedicated about zombies news in specific, and some of you may get that reference, some of you may not. You will in the future, I can promise you that. This video is just specifically dedicated to Blundell and Deviation Games, although we don't know what type of game they're making. They're more than likely not creating a zombies game, right? But everything ties together nicely. I think it would be fair to start this way. Yeah. So, what is the chance that Jason Blundell got this crazy offer to come back to work at Call of Duty, to work at Treyarch, to create and work on another Call of Duty Zombies experience? Now, as much as I'd love to believe that that is the case, and as much as I want that to happen, and as much as I do believe that that is a genuine possibility, even if one thing didn't necessarily cause another, I think one thing could lead to another, meaning that even if Blundell didn't depart Deviation Games to go back to Treyarch, I think there is a chance that Blundell has now left Deviation Games and he could return to a development studio to work on zombies. Now, the likelihood of that, I think, is kind of small, and it has nothing to do with any of the rumors or stuff like that, because I'm going to assume that those were false back then. I think Blundell was genuinely a good guy, but I don't know. I don't know. Regardless of any of that, I think he's past that chapter in his life now. But hey, if the money is good and the passion's there, which I know for him, he's all about passion and really dedication, I can't imagine him not going back if that's what he wanted to do, and he was able to and allowed to, and the opportunity was there. If he wanted to, I can definitely see those sides align. I can see him go back to work on Call of Duty Zombies again, which would be the biggest turn of events. This already is an insane turn of events, but what a freaking 360 that would be, right? I would love that. Do I think that is the case? No, but I just want to put it out there that it is a possibility, right? I think it's a very low the probability is very low, but it's a possibility. Just throwing it out there. Don't get too excited by that, though. Again, very low, in my opinion. But I don't think it's impossible. Anyways, moving on. Again, Deviation Games, just remember that they are an extremely talented studio. I know you haven't seen anything from them yet, but the developers that work there, you have seen stuff from them yet. It's not a startup, necessarily. This is a AAA studio making a AAA game, just taking what they think is the best from all over the gaming industry and mangling it into one beautiful mess in terms of the developmental space, if you will. That's really it. I wanted to talk to you guys about the situation surrounding Deviation, kind of talk to you about Blundell, because again, he was a strong force with Black Ops 3 and some of Black Ops 2 and even some of BO4. And you know, you never know. As he once said, and he wasn't the first person to say this, never say never. The guy could return. I really just genuinely hope that everything is okay on both ends. And I hope that both studios, Treyarch, any studio creating Call of Duty Zombies, and Deviation Games, all studios, will proceed to not only create good games for their own benefit, but obviously for the benefit of the community, the Zombies community, and anybody interested in freaking playing the games that these people are making. That's it. I'm just really in shock. I know there wasn't much substance to this video other than what I other than dissecting the situation. But again, I'm just in shock. I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Maybe we'll have a follow-up video or something about this. Take care of your meatballs, my friends. Peace out.